Good morning and welcome to WQRZ Quarantine Radio. You're on with Corey in the morning, and today a little something different where Scott, whom I interviewed last time, and I start to discuss Rolling Stone's top 500 albums. We'll do a few at a time, pick them at random, and we'll see how this goes. This show is going to focus on the Rolling Stones top 500 albums. 3 albums were chosen at random: Diana Ross and the Supremes' Anthology, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road by Elton John, and Dark Side of the Moon. Let's start with the Supremes.
Yes, let's start with them. I listened to that almost that whole album. Every track on it, I gave it at least a 1 minute listen. Wow.
But did you notice the evolution of the songs?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Like in the beginning, they seemed very cookie cutter of what was being released. I believe in the 50s. It had that like Wurlitzer organ sound. Yeah. And all of a sudden, I think it's when you get to like, Where Did Our Love Go? I noticed there was a bass.
It was a lot more musical.
You had a brass section, and then I started to hear the bass player, and I think that's where the turning point occurred.
I just noticed the songs evolved and into, they sounded a lot more musical. The talent was, at first, like you said, it was very cookie cutter, just da 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 da, and boom, done.
The opening song, that Let Me Go the Right Way, it sounded like a Bond theme from the 60s.
Yeah, some of them were like, I don't know. But still, I appreciated the voices. Just the ladies just sounded so great. That was such a pleasure to listen to.
Really, really was. Now, the version you had probably released as a double album, because that was the thing to do. And, I mean, it's just impressive. And you're right. The vocal talent was amazing.
I love that style of singing, too. When it's done with that much finesse, it put me in mind of, like, early Pointer Sisters, and I can see where they got some of their ideas now.
This is definitely the genesis for many other female vocal groups.
Absolutely.
Across all spectrums. And Mary Wilson, I believe, passed away just recently. In February.
She did.
All right. Any other
Not
comments
really.
on this?
I just really enjoyed that album. It was a very good pick. I mean, there were a lot of really good songs on there, some which I didn't even realize they had done. And I was like, oh, hey, no shit.
It was very good. And getting to our point here, I believe it did fit being in the top 500.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yes.
I would agree.
So we both thumbs up, agree it belongs in the top 500. I don't think we want to sit here and debate where it should fall. That gets too convoluted. So let's move on to Goodbye Yellow Brick Road by Elton John.
Dude, what an album.
Okay, a double album. I need to emphasize that. I mean, this was a big thing in the 70s.
It was.
And it's ballsy to come out with a double album. Okay, like the opening track is 11 minutes.
Some of it was chewy.
Yes, but it's solid. I try to, when I listen to these albums, I try to keep it in context of the time.
That's how I looked at it too. It was like, okay, yeah, this is the time of, those big bands.
Prog rock was coming out, where you had albums that had maybe one track on one side of the album.
Right. Genesis was doing Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, things like that.
Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Yes, exactly.
And yes.
And yes. And yes, absolutely yes.
Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting is always been one of my favorite songs.
I love that song.
That song jams. I kick myself for not ever recommending it to play.
I know. I kick myself that we never did one of his tunes, It
would have been fun.
It would have been awesome to play some of fucking Elton John, to bust that out in some of those dive bars we played. That would have been great.
This was a solid album. And I will say, this is when he was writing with Bernie Taupin. And actually, I got to meet Bernie Taupin one time. It was at an Elton show, and it's like, did you meet Elton? I'm like, no, but I met the next best thing.
There you go.
All right. Any high points?
Honestly, the high points I noted were the bonus tracks on the
From the 40th anniversary deluxe edition?
Probably. I don't really remember.
Was it some of the live concerts from the 70s?
Yeah, that's a good question because I don't have a good answer.
Well, what was it that you remember? What was the high point you remember?
Well, yeah, I'm just going to say yes, it deserves to be in the top 500.
Okay, we can leave it at that.
and leave it there because, damn, my mind, it is a good album.
Hey there! Have I told you about Boudreaux's Cajun Fryer, home of the best frog legs this side of Lake Pontchartrain? We'd like to tell you about our daily specials. On Monday is deep fried spaghetti and meatballs. On Tuesday, it's the PB&J deep fried dipper. And on Wednesday, it's all you can eat hot hopper Wednesdays. Woohoo! All right, come in on Friday for our Piggly Wiggly Sushi Thursday special. And then be sure to come in on our Sunday brunch for the Grandpa Boudreaux Sampler, featuring a 5-egg omelet, a handful of bacon, cornbread, 5 hot hoppers, and an extra deep fried flapjack stack. Boudreaux's Cajun Fryer, home of the best frog legs this side of Lake Pontchartrain.
All right, so we both agree top 500.
Absolutely.
And now, Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah.
What can we say that hasn't been said about Dark Side of the Moon?
I don't think there's very much, honestly.
What's your favorite track?
Breathe. But that's a toss-up, too, between that and Time. I really like both of those. Breathe, though, is just just the chord progression on Breathe is so cool.
I have to go with The Great Gig in the Sky.
Yeah, okay.
And Us and Them.
Well, oh, yeah, Us and Them. Oh, yeah, that's another one. Great song.
I have Dark Side of the Moon as one MP3 file.
Well, yeah.
I don't like to listen to it in piecemeal. I'm like, no, give me the whole thing.
Why would you not?
It's true. This one, Wish You Were Here, and The Wall, from end to end. I can withstand the songs that they overplay on the radio much better when I listen to it in the context of the whole album.
Absolutely. That's why it's the reason I don't listen to commercial radio at all anymore.
They play Brain Damage on the radio.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And it feels out of context.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I will say with Dark Side, I remember seeing one of those behind the musics or making of the albums. Mm-hmm. The most interesting statement that came from it was David Gilmour saying, we would never be able to hear this album as the average listener or as any listener. Because they created it, they mixed it, and, you've got 10 people in the room with 20 hands on the board to shift one sound up and another sound down.
Yeah.
And he goes, to be able to hear it for the first time, we can't do that because we put it all together.
Yeah.
So they can't have that experience. Because we can speak from the point of view as take any song that you brought in. Take The End. From the first time you brought it in and we started working on it to what it sounded like when we recorded it are almost two different songs.
They really are. I do some of the songs still today, and I look back, and it's like, I feel like I oversimplify it now.
And I don't see anything wrong with that. I think the simplicity is what makes a song stand out.
Floyd always did that. That's one thing, those guys are consistent musicians. And, obviously they're better than the average bear when it comes to what they do.
And Alan Parsons engineering this thing.
Yeah. So does it belong? Yes, it does.
Oh, absolutely. And then, of course, there was the whole Wizard of Oz thing.
Oh, right. That's right. I watched it that way.
Did you? What'd you think?
Yes and no.
I think you could put any music to any movie and make it work. That's what I came away with.
I think the people that did it were really high. I know I tried it high. So I'm just saying, from a stoner's perspective, yes, absolutely it works.
The coolest thing about it is the moment Dorothy opens the door and the movie goes from black and white to color and the song Money starts. That, I thought, was well done. The band did not plan this. The band did not have the Wizard of Oz playing and Alan Parsons going, wait. All right, now start it. That was not what happened. We say that, but I honestly think you could play, Seasons of the Abyss from the Abyss, or Seasons in the Abyss by Slayer. I was going to say Paul's Boutique by
Oh,
Beastie Boys.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. That's a beautiful album. So does Pink Floyd belong? Yeah, we said that. Okay. Again, fantastic album.
It is.
Those are some really good picks.
All right. I have now rolled the dice, the random generator online, and I've come up with the next 4 albums. Number 189, Sleater-Kinney, Dig Me Out.
Wow.
Number 456, Al Green's Greatest Hits. Number 56.
Wait, Dig Me Out. Al Green?
Al Green Greatest Hits, yep.
Okay.
Number 56, Liz Phair, Exile in Guyville.
Nice.
Yeah, it is. And
Liz Phair.
number 209, to mix it up, Run DMC, Raising Hell.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, from 1986. All right, well, thanks again. I'll
Certainly.
cut this up and have this out in a few days. I don't know what commercial I'm going to throw in this time.
I will attempt to send you an actual audio file this time.
Hey, that would work.
It'll be great. I'll check it before I send it.
Please do. Yeah, because everybody, you missed out on our Grammy talk. You probably would have wrecked the car, so it's just as well. I mean, it was top notch. It was funny from the first minute to the last minute. It was solid. It was just brilliant. And Scott's record just didn't work.
Yeah,
but hey, you know what? Some greatness people can't handle, so it's just as well.
This is why I'm the Owen help. So yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's what everyone says. So
the Owen help. I like that.
Do you remember when we did the photo shoot with the band?
Yes.
Well, we were out in a park or something, and somebody suggested, we could lay down and form the letters help, and I said, I'll be the O.
I forgot that.
Yeah, and everybody just kind of looked at me. I was like, what? And then I realized what I'd said and was like, oh, yeah, okay, I'll go over here.
You know what? I'm going to try to figure out what you were thinking. You were thinking SOS, weren't you?
I don't know what I was thinking. You're being generous now.
I'm being kind.
Yeah,
but
don't be. It's okay. No, sometimes you're just a fucking idiot, and it's fine.
I'm trying to throw you a lifeline here.
No. No, I have no excuses. I accept that one. I own it. I'm the Owen fucking help.
No, but you know what? I think I'm going to use that at some point. All right. Thank you all for coming out. Hope you enjoyed it. And if anyone wants to be part of this discussion, let me know.